Hello there everyone and welcome back. We finally got some of my ships to level 10 there. Both my Hellbringers have finally got all their upgrades in, and I decided to make a couple of tweaks as I mentioned in my last episode before I swapped out, was it the Disruption Overcharge? No, that's Armor Piece Rounds, damn it. Was it Disruption Overcharge, and changed it out for the Belt Armor to kind of add a little essential security for these Hellbringers, considering they're going to be my scouts and all. That might be warranted, and of course I'm going to be experimenting with the Camo to see if I can do some aggressive scouting plays with them. For this Camo is going to last for almost, well, a minute and a half technically there, but with the reduction to the cooldown there, it is basically 15-second downtime, so these things should be really safe so long as I'm good about not overcommitting with these things. But that's the idea, to hopefully minimize on these recon probes, or recon beacons rather, and if I'm so bold, maybe I can swap out these upgrades or skills for something else if it's necessary. But we're not going to go that drastic just yet. They're pretty damn essential for the playstyle of my Lance-faring fleet, so let's continue on and see if we can get a couple more matches in, and hopefully I can play with this spoiler some more. Well, we're going to be fighting Atlan's Eldar fleet again, it looks like. I believe it was Atlan that I fought against when I encountered Eldar for this Chaos fleet, so there is really good possibility for things to go well for me. How much do I want to commit to Slaanesh, mind you, because I could very easily go with the Acrons, but the spoiler is kind of mandatory to help deal with the damn bomber potential, unless I want to go with 2 Devastations, which I would seriously argue are probably not going to be very effective in this regard. I would seriously argue. But I do want some Slaanesh to help in this matter, because Nurgle isn't going to do much. I'm going to have some, what is it, frigates to help spot for me? Is it possible to get 2 iconoclasts? No, there is not. So I need to be seriously careful about this, especially since I don't have the Camo for my frigates, but I do have them for the Hellbringer, which is probably not going to bode well for me if I'm going to try and brute force spot with them. Because, well, they do have the same mobility as the frigate, mind you, so it's possible they can get back before the bombers reach them if he were to stick a beacon on me, with how quickly he can destroy the shields and auto-cast the beacon on, so there's a lot of uncertainties I don't know how I want to pursue in this manner. Do I really want to try and force a spot with one of my Hellbringers and then just auto-cast beacons on them, or do I suicide? Well, I could suicide with the frigate. It has the extended sensors, mind you, so it is entirely out of the question. I just gotta be mindful where he's gonna go. It's probably gonna be the gas cloud. Well, it also depends on his upgrades. He could try and use the asteroid belts, but I think we're okay in this regard, and I actually probably should have these all grouped together. That sounds like a horrible idea, considering they're all going to different speeds. But 5 ships here, this could be very similar to what we've seen before. And if anything, I think we're just gonna take our time here. I have a gas cloud here, so we'll be fine. I don't want to boost too far ahead. There's our Foy Stalker. I'm doing it again. Although I caught it this time. Before, I could not even remember what the damn ship was called, so now I remember. It's just a sign that shows I've been away from Eldar too long, I think, or fighting Eldar too infrequently. I'll let you all be the judge in that regard, but I have extended range on even this spoiler. I have the bombers. I should be in decent shape here, and he is firing torpedoes. And we know he likes to stand there and let me hit him, so that's also a benefit I can abuse to an extent. Now the question is how to best engage, because again, I should auto-cast beacons, but at the same time I don't want to go spying the frigates or have them sticking to frigates.
Just show us something to kill.
So we'll see.
Setting course.
Let's just get moving. I have Camo on this one Hellbringer, so that's good enough for me. I'll catch him off guard to an extent. Not much, but to an extent.
Ready eternally.
I just gotta be ready to get the hell out. And did that not pay off or what? He was caught completely flat-footed in that regard.
Blocking weapons. Your orders.
So, his same hand favor is kind of pointless. He is trying to... I do need to make sure I have fighters available, though. No, I do not want you boosting. Not in the shield disruption. So this is just gonna hurt like hell. That's the hope anyway. Just gotta keep on shooting. Gotta keep in mind I still have autocast beacons, mind you. So I don't want to overcommit too much with these beacons, but all three of them are stuck right now, so just bully him at this point. He's just gonna run, let me kill the frigates. And he's gonna fly an asteroid belt, which would be great for me if he doesn't have the shields. But I want to kill the generators because, again, that cuts his hollow field strength in half. It's seriously a questionable decision, but I feel like it's good for me if I can draw this out some. Because after all, my frigates, my carrier ships are replenishing, I'm going to wedge them into a corner pretty damn soon. I just got to be ready to turn and engage, because he's about to go in for another attack run. So get on moving, get on shooting, get this Hellbringer to join in on the fight. Just keep on shooting. There's not really a lot he could do. And the stasis bomb will kind of complicate things some. Because yeah, those bombers aren't going to do much there. He's launched... yeah. I could solid run immediately. Yeah. Or I could let the spoiler do it, but since I have camo now, this is incredibly potent for me. Oh. He's actually going after the Acrons. That I did not expect, but I still have the spoiler fighters to help. Probably not as effective as it could be. But I mitigate a lot of those damage still. Now, let's just replenish the fighters. We're not even going to use the bombers because they are pretty pointless, with that said. Just keep on firing, keep utilizing my lock-on to the best of my ability. Especially when I'm actually hitting them. And if I can destroy the frigates, that'd be even better. It'll take a little bit of work, but I can kill them. Now, the spoiler, get on out. Get the lock-on going. And yeah, he's going in for the attack run here now, so that's fine in this regard. Oh. That's fine. There. Thanks for using your attack when I decide to... when you were trying to disrupt my shields, with that said, but... focus on this one ship here, launch my fighters, because that's going to hurt like hell. And also, let's get the Slaanesh favors going, because this is still going to hurt, but I have fire assault still. So, let's force him to run. Since he seems like he wants to kind of like sit here. This is going to hurt like hell, mind you. But we could still do some damage. Yes, someone panicked. Someone definitely panicked. This is still going to suck for my ship, mind you, but I don't think the spoiler is going to make it. But I should have auto-casted the boarding, with that said. Actually, it could warp out still. I'm probably regretting that decision, but I do have fighters out now, and I'm still doing damage. Just kill these ships off. Come on, kill the Eclipse there. We do have Slaanesh working on the dang Void Stalker, so can I block the shots though, with that said? Yep, that is dead. This thing could survive still. Oh yeah, he's just making this easy for me now. Ooh, the spoiler might actually live. If only just barely. If only just barely. Well, this is an underwhelming match, wasn't it? It seems scary, but I guess once you stick the beacons on the Eldar, they kind of flounder a bit. Well, I guess he... well, I don't know, is it lagging out? Yeah, it really sucks there. Because not only did it stop your pulsars, it also stops you from using your Wraithbone Shift. Which is a pretty damn essential ability, because it doesn't actually deny any other faction their boost. They're all head full. It's just Eldar that suffer from that, which really screws for them. So I definitely feel for Atlan a little bit for learning that the hard way. I still feel there's possibility for Eldar to beat Chaos. At least it seemed like there was promise when I played off against an actual Slaanesh fleet, but it is really damn tenuous. Where normally you have to get super aggressive and try and kill things quickly, that is almost a death sentence if they have enough Slaanesh to kind of force it onto your fleet, or at least force it on a single ship. That would be the best way to deal with it. Thank God it doesn't turn off their hollow field. That would even be more of a death sentence, I would argue. But who would have thought relying entirely on lances to win the day would be good for me? Although at the same time, he was kind of standing there, wasn't he? So I don't know if I should gloat or brag that much. Oh god, our new opponent almost looks like he's a math equation rather than an actual person. I'm a little bit terrified if I were to be honest. But nonetheless, it's nice to see a new face of some kind. And we're doing assassination, so this is going to be short and sweet. Now, it just begs the question, do I continue to get some experience for my despoiler or not? It has the health pool for it. It can take the hits and it has pretty decent close range firepower. So I am seriously considering allowing it. Since he wants to come to me, I want to argue, so my bombers are going to be a little more effective in that regard. At least doing damage. What do I have to kind of support? The Slaughter's going to be good in close range. I might as well jump all in with this close range, a lot of firepower potential. Because I'm not really going to cripple anything by the time he gets to me if he really wants to. With that said, devastations aren't going to matter so much, and I'm only going to be able to field a single Hellbringer, so it's going to not be the most convenient. But I at least have 2 Infidel for a little bit of close range punch with the torpedoes. They're not quite upgraded in any other regard, mind you, so I don't know how I feel about this. I like having more cruisers. This, for some weird reason, feels really top-heavy for me. Because normally, I almost never have any like fleets that field like only 3 cruisers after all. I'm not really used to this. Although, I guess technically that's not true. I remember my Imperial Navy battles, especially in the Championship series, where, what is it, for Space Station Assault I had, what is it, a Dictator and 2 Tyrants basically. And that was pretty much it for my cruiser count. So maybe I'm just delusional, I suppose, for lack of a better term. But this thing is resilient, it can take a punch. I just gotta be good about my positioning and minimizing the chance of him getting on top of it in a hurry. Although my options are limited here, the best I could probably hope for is to maybe use this asteroid belt, either to deter him, or the interesting thing to note is actually reduce his accuracy of his ships there when I'm flying inside it. Although, that's probably going to hurt me more than help in all seriousness, because he could just fly in there, he can ram, he could brace for impact, and I'm a seeing duck for torpedoes too. Ooh, I like the celestial body though. It's good for blocking the torpedoes, even though that's technically unnecessary, I want to argue. So maybe I can fly into it some. Nope, no worries, I'll let him take his time. I'm not even rated up yet. And the Slaughter's going to try and beat deterrent. Hellbringer's just going to try and shoot. What is it? Just harass, maybe open up for some shield damage, but I don't think I want the despoiler going straight at him, even though the super heavy prow laser would be great for chipping damage. I just need to survive like 3 minutes after all. I think the despoiler can do it, it just has no navigator to help in that regard. So need to be very cautious still. But that's the plan. Use this celestial body to help deter a lot of torpedoes. Although, is it really needed? In all honesty, where else would I go there? He's more than likely going to deploy in the middle. That's the safe assumption anyway. And if I try and gun it to along the corner, then I put myself in an awkward pincer position. I don't know, I need a good defensible position to kind of deter him, slow him down, anything like that. And I hope he's ready in time for the actual battle. Although, come to think of it, I haven't really been setting my hotkeys yet, so I might as well fix that. There, that corrects that some. I have vision on these things, although they don't have a mission dissipator. I'll be generous and let him go. I'll use the tactical cogitators to try and give him as much time as possible. Hey, I'm handicapping myself. This seems silly. Oh, he's actually moving now, okay. That's all I need to know. So, let's fire a couple torpedo warning shots. I'm going to spawn relatively quickly. And also, let's get ready to get the Hellbringer to start doing some damage. because I am going to shoot him momentarily once I have vision.
Ready eternally.
Also, let's get some torpedoes going.
Moving
Oh,
to those
did he saw it run?
coordinates.
He actually saw it run. That's interesting. I really question it because I kind of already know where he's at. But don't quite have the shots just yet. Oh, he's a level 10 fleet with Dauntlesses, so interesting. I'm glad to see he has a full level 10 fleet, but I guess he hasn't been to the game for a while. Maybe if I get a rematch with him, this will be pretty good.
For now.
Because so far, 2 Dauntlesses aren't scary, especially since he's lacking his own extended sensors on these ships. Let's not kid ourselves. This is not quite terrifying just yet.
Ready eternally.
My slaughter's not going to do a whole lot until he gets in close, but I'm fine. Okay, supercharged void shield, 4 Dauntlesses, wow.
Command me.
So he has enough points for something else. I wonder what his game plan is. His battleships and all damaged, I wonder? Only thing I can think of. And I hate this idea of putting a stasis bomb on here, because after all, it is going to bug out his macro cannons. And torpedoes are firing. Oh, they're not scary at all. For some reason, I thought the lances were what was firing the torpedoes. We're fine. Yeah, that's going to bug out his weaponry, though, so that's going to stink.
Executing high energy turn.
If I could do a pacifist run, maybe that would be ideal, but I should have called it well beforehand. I don't think it counts at this point.
Adjusting
But
rotation.
if I don't kill his ships, it's still just as good.
For the dark
I wasn't
gods.
expecting, like, so many ships there to basically be light cruisers, so this thing should survive without a doubt. Although, let's try and preserve his
Chaos
light
time.
cruisers, I guess, as much as we can.
Your orders.
We just gotta take these hits, and of course, Slanesh these torpedoes he might summon.
For the dark gods.
Also, let's keep an eye on my Hellbringer taking a lot of hits.
Engines to full ahead.
Ooh, I blocked both those torpedo hits, which makes me wonder if they were actually melted torpedoes, if I were to be honest.
Engines
It makes me question that some, but still, I think this is going to be a simple battle, although you gotta keep on moving, you damn despoiler. And apparently, how the hell did you get a mutiny when you can't even warp out yet? How the hell did that happen?
just show us something.
I could see Space Marines having a mutiny, but Imperial Navy? No way in hell. Oh, and also my generators are gone, so that's what the mutiny did too, which to make things even worse.
For the dark gods.
So I'm gonna try and warp out, but I think so much for the pacifist run, as it were,
Cruising speed set.
because with the generator gone, I kind of have little choice in the matter, don't I?
Luminous powers.
Oh well. Oh,
For the dark
get the fighters up. Do the damage needed to. I'm still shocked. How the hell did that mutiny happen? In all seriousness, I'm basically giving a free damage here. Alright.
Controls activated.
So he canceled that right away, so that's fine. Let's just turn to engage then. I'm trying to be too generous at this point. Especially since I've, like, what is it, armor-piercing rounds. So let's just kill this damn thing.
Executing high energy turn.
Focus on these torpedoes.
Just show us something to kill.
I should have gone all out, I suppose.
Cruising
But
speed set.
these ships can still die.
We'll follow your command.
I got armor-piercing rounds. I don't have my shields, which is a big problem, though. Which still baffles me how the hell that happened with a mutiny of all things. Oh wow, I guess he is gonna kill it. That was probably my big mistake. Just flying away and giving him the ship for free, ideally.
Command me.
Oh well, we'll just give him a real rematch then. How the hell did that mutiny happen, though? Because did really any of my frigates die, and did they somehow cause a mutiny when I couldn't even warp out? That makes no sense to me. Oh, wait, I know. The Inquisitorial Assassin. He had a goddamn Inquisitorial Assassin on that thing, on one of those ships. That's what happened. So I lost because of that damn thing, apparently. Because otherwise, since the Inquisitorial Assassin can only can only work on a lightning strike, it normally would have meant he could only got temporary damage on the generator. Apparently, it got the mutiny that permanently destroyed my generators, so that was an odd turn of events. Oh well, we'll stop being nice then. Let's go all out since he is a level 10 fleet. Alright, the gloves are off now. I don't even think I needed this spoiler, because he doesn't really have boring torpedoes to really concern myself with. And I sort of don't need a devastation either there, so should I go with a slaughter to kind of like chase him down, run him down as it were? We are still dealing with 600 points, mind you, so it might be better just to have the devastation, because that's better use of my points at least. Do not write, I don't know what that means. I have no clue what that means, but okay. Unless he means he does not speak English or something, I'm not sure. I don't know, I don't care. Let's give him a real match now. Show him the error of his ways, trying to embarrass me in front of potentially a couple hundred people watching this video, huh? It's good incentive, if nothing else. And this should still be a lot of firepower. And since he's a level 10 fleet and at least his dauntlesses are, I do not have to feel bad for destroying the entire thing. I just gotta be mindful that he may just somehow try and run through the blockade or just run to the other side of the map is what I'm trying to say. I don't know how exactly he's gonna do it with the having to destroy all 4 stations, mind you, but I'm pretty certain it might involve with him sending one dauntless at each station and just ramming it to death on top of torpedoes. He may try and brute force it. We'll see. The control wasn't all that impressive there, but oh well. I'll live somehow. We got 2 Acrons, we have a bunch of Slanesh. That, if nothing else, that will hinder his torpedoes quite significantly if I time it properly. I don't know what the hell I was about to say there otherwise before that, but we'll keep this going, we'll keep this simple. And my Hellbringer should be able to spot relatively well, relatively quickly. Hell, all of them can kind of spot pretty well because they all have recon beacons. So I'm not too concerned, although it kind of is suggested he'll deploy over on the right, so let's get ready for that potential. It was probably stupid of me just to fly off the spoiler there away from the celestial body anyway. Although if he just rammed me to death, he still probably could have killed me. But my despoiler not doing any damage certainly did not help the matter any. And especially with the generator gone. Even if I had shields there, that would have made my life so much easier just because he couldn't just easily lightning strike my warp out attempt. Because my slaughter was kind of in the way. It could have attempted, or at least prevented, some of his boarding assaults, because he would have to get really close for that to work. Either way, we're left wanting a little bit, I guess. Oh well. He hasn't said anything this time around, so I'm just not gonna burn my cogitators this time. Not that I probably really need it. Do gotta be careful about super aggressive play. Okay.
Your orders.
This is not gonna be too terribly difficult.
Setting course.
So, I see you saw it running. Nothing exciting here. It's just a question of how I want to act first. I think I go straight to him. As silly as that may sound. Oh, and he has a battleship too.
Moving to those coordinates.
So, we do have to watch for the sum, which is why I'm going to put a beacon on here to slow him down.
Tremble, for chaos comes.
Alright.
Adjusting rotation.
So he has no fission that he can utilize.
Tactical cogitators engaged.
Now let's just cripple the engines. The most important thing would be to cripple the engines, I think. And it is on fire. I don't want to burn a repair just for the fire there. Not yet. Now just keep shooting this thing. It's going to take a while, mind you, with all the shields it has, but we should be good.
Ready eternally.
Just gotta kill the damn shields quickly. There. So frigate over there, he's trying to evade, it's not working out very well for him. Now, can I shoot down some of these torpedoes? Because I'm gonna have to take a little bit of evasive maneuvers. Not much, but at least it helps a lot in that regard.
Just show us something to kill.
And that was the slaughter, was it? No, it was an Acron. Okay, I'm fine with that. So, we got a cruiser here, that's what, 400 points, so once I kill these 2 ships, I should easily win. All I have to do is kill both of them, since he doesn't really have much points for anything else, for the matter. So, keep the stasis bombs going. We'll get that repairing. And be mindful of this. Yeah, he's just got nothing but frigates. They're not scary. Although my slaughter needs to maximize its damage potential still. So belt armor's gone. Hellbringer's doing damage. Engine's all gone. So slaughter, you're gonna have a field day in a moment. Although I did burn all your combustion gauge, didn't I? Yeah, he's going brute force style. This is not really exciting here. This thing's all sorts of limping now. Well, this is a simple enough victory, isn't it? That thing's just now gonna burn to death. Yeah, hell, just destroying the Retribution is gonna end this immediately. Well, that was completely underwhelming. Well. Maybe we'll get a cruiser clash, see what he's really made of at 700 points. Well, I gotta stop that bad habit of mine, assuming their gender. It's disrespectful. Oh well. I'll try and improve on that little thing, if nothing else. But that was pretty straightforward, pretty clean. They made it easy for me, what can I say? And I get some extra renown out of it, as well as the experience, which is always nice. I'm pretty damn close to getting my first level 10 battle cruiser. So let's see if we can go for one more at least. Correct the wrong that was my stupid mistake getting me killed in the assassination mission. Let's see them put some real effort into a victory now. Alright, we have our actual cruiser clash this time, and although I don't want to be too cruel regardless, so I think it's still an opportunity to field the spoiler. In this case, it remains to be seen if they're actually going to field their battleship, or if Simi actually had the means to repair it. So yeah, I'm going to assume that just means doesn't understand what I'm typing there. I'm going to assume. Now, I don't actually need a devastation with that said. I would love an actual Acheron. Nurgle would be useful in this regard. Go with 2 Hellbringers. I have plenty of carriers, or at least plenty of fighters to help deal with the torpedoes. And I have a frigate to help spot for me some. Can't quite get 2 frigates, and I don't want an iconoclast just because of how fragile it's going to be against the battleship's lances. This is something a little bit different. I don't know how much I like in all honesty, because there's more lance potential with the dual Acheron's devastation, but this has a lot of sheer firepower still, especially when we do eventually get in close. It's just missing its disruption overcharge, mind you, to help with the shield damage, mind you. But, well, it's actually also missing extended sensors, which actually be really damn useful for repositioning with the micro warp jump as well. But I think we're in good shape. I'm feeling real comfortable about this proposition I have. Let's just try not to make it too cruel. That's my one objective. Let's at least make this be an entertaining battle. So I may open up to a more aggressive play with the despoiler once I know when I can actually engage, because getting point blank range means I'm not going to have any fighters to protect me against any convenient torpedoes he may get on me. Assuming if they actually are, see me? I'm going to have to go with see me because everything else is like a clan tag or something like that. I'm going to assume Simi may have repaired the battleship. Oh god, frigate swarm, really? Well, this is interesting. I wonder what the thought process is. Just not committing to repairing your fleet if I had to guess? I'm not sure. I am really not sure. This makes my life easy, I just kind of wish I had the devastations now. Because if nothing, the devastations would be amazing for popping those frigates, especially if they're going to be super aggressive towards me. Because what, these things do 90 damage for each squadron ordnance bay. So if I happen to get a lucky hull breach or fire, that basically kills a frigate for each ordnance bay. Well, with 2 of them rather. Since it's at max 180 damage on top of the good chance of getting a critical hit of some kind. Although that's not realistically going to happen because of what? There's still that 25% chance the armor is going to block. And of course the bombers are going to eventually get shot down too. But I can say without a doubt, 4 bomber squadrons on a single frigate is massive, massive overkill. That's what I'm going to proclaim at least. Now, frigate swarm is incoming.
Ready eternally.
Well, let's just get the Hellbringers up and get to spawning, I guess. We'll try and hit these things quickly and early.
Command me.
This is not going to be very exciting there. With that said, I'm not looking forward to how one-sided this could possibly be.
Cruising speed set.
Oh, and I forgot my idolator, stupid me.
Your orders.
That would be a nice thing to remember. So, 2 dauntlesses, so Hellbringers, get out of the way. Midas Spoiler can very easily deal with these torpedoes just by flying towards them.
Show us something to kill.
And you're just manually firing them right at the spoiler, so alright, I'll take these hits. This is a good opportunity to see just how effective this thing is at shooting down torpedoes
Cruising speed set.
with 4 fighter squadrons.
Your orders.
And I'm gonna dodge most of them anyway if I'm so lucky.
We are
Let's see.
unstoppable.
Let's take a look at the hit count. Nothing yet. Acheron's gonna dodge a good number of them.
Eternally.
And I took a... Oh,
Tremble for
you're
chaos
really
comes.
firing melted torpedoes at me. Interesting. It's a shame I have to burn repairs on it, but that's fine. And I don't think these beacons are actually doing you any favors, though, if you can't capitalize on it, so
The ruinous powers.
I'm fine with being spotted. Because again, you have to hit somehow... Whoop, I want to dodge the torpedo, but...
Tremble
Yeah,
for
melted
chaos
torpedoes.
comes.
They're goddamn melted torpedoes. Let's just fly into the face of danger there. Although my fighters are kind of going a little AWOL at the same time. Yeah, these are meltas.
Engines hot.
Nothing exciting here, folks. Although I am going to burn to death if I'm
For
not
the
careful,
dark
so...
gods.
Oh, he's just... You're just turtling, you damn person. Alright.
Setting
Let's
course.
force them into something uncomfortable then. If
We'll
nothing
follow
else.
your command.
Because now that I'm
For
identified,
now.
I can just freely fly off and boost. Not a huge concern just yet.
The ruinous
Because in all
powers.
honesty, the dumbfight, the regular damage torpedoes are just straight up better. So, we're gonna get in there.
Engines hot.
Let's repair that fire, because I let that have to go for longer than it probably deserves to. Yeah, this is kind of like
Moving to those coordinates.
the decoy strategy on crack, almost, where my fighters are never actually committing to me, or showing up. So that's kind of fine, I'm getting my shots in now, this won't be too long. If anything, I should have these ships, like, take the hits for my despoiler, with that said. Just shoot these things down, they'll die relatively quickly. Hell, just use a stasis bomb to help deter the torpedoes coming up. There's not much strategy to this. I just took more torpedoes than probably necessary.
Your orders.
Alright, this will be simple. Please fly towards me. I want all the free damage I can get. Hell, do I even... Well, I was thinking maybe launching my bombers. Don't need to do that just yet. I'm going to take a lot of fire damage, but it's not as scary as like the dumbfire torpedoes, or was it the damaged torpedoes would be. And this is a good opportunity to launch my bombers, because that's going to increase my chances of shooting down said torpedoes for a moment.
For the ruinous powers.
So, just keep on firing. Let the Hellbringer take these hits. At least try to. And I still have repairs for his dang frigate too, so that's not a big deal. Take all the hits. I'll repair you in a moment to alleviate this problem. Relish, for you are immune to fire, at least temporarily. At least until more fire assaults ensue on you. Alright.
We're sighting an enemy ship.
So, the spoiler, get on going. Acheron, do your thing.
Eternally.
This is already over, I think. Now that we're hitting the real ships.
Just show us something to kill.
Just take out the shields, kill a couple of Cobras for good measure,
Come on,
and maybe a
me.
stasis bomb to kind of deal with any complications.
Locking weapons.
And we'll just critically hit these weapon components.
Turn to normal function.
I don't know why CME is actually wanting to field such a light roster, but okay. It's not really doing me a lot of favors, though, as far as entertain match.
For the dark gods.
And these things have 25 armor, right? Yeah, I could just ram them to death
Kill.
with this dang idolator.
Setting course.
Not that it matters too much.
Forward to the slaughter.
You know, just gotta be careful. These dauntlesses are still scary.
Come on, me.
And that was not necessary. I'm just hoping
Tremble. For chaos
to get these, get Slash on these dang ships to deny
Cogitators
to
engaged.
brace for impact.
Engines hot.
Now, kill these things quickly, and Nurgle help out in this regard, because actually you would be the perfect ship for this. So start Nurgling up, in fact, Nurgle everything. I should have been really stoked for the sheer amount of Nurgle I could get on everything. Please ram me, that's kind of what I want. And the Acheron's going to take the hits too. There, finish this thing off. Goodbye. And explode and cause more death and mayhem. Khorne will be pleased this day. Although, let's not get too excited. He's trying to ram my dang despoiler to death. And it's still a possibility it could happen. And since, if these are still melted torpedoes, and they're not melted torpedoes this time, I was taking direct damage. But, Nurgle's doing its thing. They're all dead. Come on, ram me. Ram me with everything. We got a nice pretty light show. Alas, it was still not very exciting, I don't think. Maybe I overestimate the potential of my despoiler, and my Acheron already warped out, so I wonder if it's going to suffer a lost in warp effect, but then again, I had a Dark Navigator on there, so it should be fine, you would think. Yeah, it's fine. Series underwhelming matches, I guess, or at least very straightforward ones, I suppose. Oh well. I was hoping for a real cruiser clash rather than deal with the frigate swarm, but I guess I learned my lesson about trusting these fighters, I guess, because it was a demonstration of how my decoy strategy works. When the torpedoes don't hit me, they kind of like force the fighters to chase after them for a good long while, leaving me vulnerable to follow-up shots, which is kind of what I did with the Imperial Navy against Tau, and it seemed to work pretty well. The only difference there is that it was just completely staggered fire, just flying directly towards my battleship. If I had my Acheron's devastation like before, I would have an easy time dodging those, but since this thing is slow as hell, never mind speed's actually slower, it probably was not as convenient. I should have just side strafed rather than going straight through. Oh well, it's nothing but free experience, free renown, and I'm well on my way to gain my final favor. Is it possible I can get my favor on this battleship before I am ready to move on? Well, in fact, maybe I can just move on once the favor's in place. But it depends how the next few matches go.